Hey, coming at you with another video. Today I have a Ruger LCP II, chambered in 380 auto. This gun right here was my carry gun, still is my side piece carry gun. Carried this for many, many moons, probably around about, I'm gonna say about 15 years. A little transitional thing I went through with the Kel-Tec P3 ATs, which is like the same gun. So Kel-Tec was, I think, the first company to kind of pump these out. They started pumping them out. Ruger grabbed it several years later, refined it, and did some things that the the Kel-Tec did not have, to include a slide lock here. That was a big deal, and the extended magazine. So those two things were kind of like really big deals to add on to this, which really refined it and made it a really great pocket carry gun. So like I said before, carried this forever. You can see it's got a little bit of wear. You can see right there is a little bit of wear. It's a little bit of wear here. I would basically put this into my pocket. So that's why this is worn here and worn here, and a little bit of wearage on the barrel. I did not fire this. This is not a range gun, so not a gun that you're going to buy to take to your local range and pump like 200-300 rounds through. You can, but that's just not what this is designed for. This is designed for a concealed carry type sitch, and that is about it. This is a, I'm getting the heck out of Dodge type situation. You're not packing too much heat. These are Fortress 380 copper spun, so I know I'm not packing too much heat, but when I'm packing heat, I want to pack as much as possible. And this thing does have a loaded chamber indicator, so if you're looking down, guess what? Yeah, there is one in the pipe. So we're going to pop that thing out. Oh, she goes. And we can lock this thing back now, which is a neat little addition that was not there before. Look inside. I keeps it clean. They're 10s, not 20s, but I keep them clean. I keep that thing clean. One thing, I took a lot of heat for carrying this gun. Everyone would talk trash to me because it's only a 380. Every time I took it out at the range and popped, the 7 or 8 rounds, I think it's 7+1, and I popped it through, boom, no issues. So, it is what it be. Cool little piece. To break it down, a little bit more funky than all the other micro pistols we've been looking at because of this little guy right here. This requires either an implement, or what I like to use is a shell casing, so the back end of a round. When I put this slide forward, you can see that I've done it a few times and the slide has paid the price. You can see all those scratches. That's from digging the shell casing into it. So, like I said, we're just going to take this shell casing. They've made a little cutout right here. So you can literally slide the casing like my fingernail behind there. Of course, it's not going to work because, we're doing a video. And that's just how it go. Yeah, so instead of kind of fussing with this too much, what I'm going to do is just going to dig that round in there, and there it is. So that just pops out like that, and now that that is popped out, you can take your fingers and do the rest. Ease it out, don't rip it out. There's a retention spring in there, and if you mess the retention spring up, it's gonna make the gun bad. I've done it before. I'd have to ship them back. You can see the retention spring right there. So after we're done that, this thing's just simply gonna slide forward and come apart. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. I'll flip that over so you guys can take a look-ski. Not a big deal, pretty simple. This is a double spring in here. A little word of caution. So if you go to pop this thing off, make sure you shroud it with your hand or something, or keep some pressure on it, because it is a double spring and you don't want that thing flying out. So just to show you, we have a little rod, a guide rod, and a spring with a spring inside of that spring. So you don't want that thing to go flying across the room, kind of like a detent pin on an AR. Once they go flying, good luck trying to find them. So we take the recoil spring out. Let me get my fat hands out of the way and get the barrel out. Barrel looks decent, very little wear. You can see the rifling. You know, I practice what I preach. This isn't a range gun for me. This is not a gun I'm going to go to the range and pump rounds through. That's something I save for my full-size stuff, just because it's more fun. These guns are not made to do that. It's like taking that pistol grip shotgun to the range. It's really cool, it's fun to look at, but not fun to shoot unless you've got like really light target loads in there. So now that we've got that, we've got the barrel back in, we've got the recoil spring in, we're gonna mate this back up with the slide. I always put it the wrong way. Of course, if I wasn't doing this on camera, it would go. So now that I've got that back like that, you could see the retention spring right there. Little trick I learned in NAM with putting this thing back together without bending that, because I bent one, is take your little kniffling pin and put it in at an angle as to grab that recoil spring, the retention spring, and push it down. Make sure the barrel's lined up there. So once it slides right in once you've done that, and so it's at about half mast right now, and then you can just push it right in, make sure it's flush, and we're going to function test it. Good, good. Pull the trigger. Good, good. Reset. Good. All right. Good. Okay, so we took apart, put it back together successfully with one little hiccup. And that is the Ruger LCP II. It is a good gun. It's gonna cost you like $260, I think, right around that ballpark. 380 ammo, I don't know what that's running because I can't afford to buy any ammo right now. So I can't tell you what the 380 is gonna run you, but with good copper ammo, probably gonna cost you a few bucks. But for a pocket gun, you cannot go wrong. I don't really talk about too many guns that I'd say, hey, go ahead and get. But if you're looking for a gun that you can carry in a bathing suit, you're looking for a gun that you can carry on your ankle, in your pocket, in a movie theater, wherever you want to carry that, you don't want a big full-size guy, this is the one to go to. It really is. It's this compared to, let me just grab a smaller, I'll grab a Glock 43, which is tiny. Right? Glock 43 is tiny. Look at that. I mean, in a 43, you know I love them. You know I love them. So that's the whole kit and caboodle. Big diff, big diff. Of course, you're looking at 10+1, I believe, 9mm to 7 rounds of 380. So it's always a trade-off, like anything else in life, right? Always a trade-off. Like I always say, be careful out there. Keep your head low in the foxhole. Thank you for all the love and support. I'm going to keep these coming. Until the next one.